Hello, my name is Kat, and today I'm going to be reading the first 2 chapters of my book, or rather, work in progress, Unfinished Business, or as you may know it, Haunted Tattoo Book. This, of course, is the project I am working on for the Build-A-Book series, where I am showing you the actual process of how I write a book. So if you're interested in learning more about this story and the process of writing it, then definitely check those videos out. I'll link the playlist below. And if you want even more behind-the-scenes stuff, you can check out my Patreon, where I'm posting some exclusive content. But yeah, I recently finished a solid draft of the first 2 chapters, so I wanted to share that. I'm pretty satisfied with where these chapters are at currently, though, again, this is still a work in progress, so things could change. I mean, this is like the 4th attempt at writing chapter 1, so. Also, quick note, I did not write these entirely over the last 2 weeks, like since the last Build-A-Book episode. I am further ahead in the project than I am in getting out the corresponding videos, because they take a lot of time. So I have been working on these first 2 chapters for a while. But while they are currently done, they are the only chapters that are currently done. The next couple chapters are almost done, but we're not quite there. And the corresponding Build-A-Book videos I still need to put together. But yeah, that's enough rambling. Let's get to the reading. Let's go. Unfinished Business, Chapter 1. Charlie. Charlie jolts awake to a throbbing pain in her arm and every alarm in her emergency system going off at once. She scrambles out of bed, disoriented, and rushes to the chair in front of her computer rig. All 6 monitors are flashing red, both her phones are vibrating across the desk, and 2 audio alerts are blaring through her studio. A steady beep, 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 and a long, high-pitched note like a flatline. Muscle memory has her fingers moving across the keyboard before she sends a conscious thought to it. She quickly types in a series of passwords. 1 to kill the alarms, a 2nd to log into the facade, and then a 3rd to get into the real system. Jeeves, her AI assistant, greets her as soon as she hits enter. "Welcome." "What's happening?" Charlie asks, rubbing the sleep from her eyes. "What's that alarm?" "Penny's subdermal implant went offline at 6:07 a.m. "Fuck," she says, pulling up the tracking logs for her family. Her own microchip registers her in her studio with an elevated heart rate. No surprises there. Her parents are both at home with resting heart rates, still sleeping, probably, like normal people at 6 a.m. on a Sunday. Only her sister's line is displaying a concerning no input. She wouldn't have removed it. Penny put as much work into crafting the chips as Charlie did programming them. There's no way she'd intentionally damage hers, unless she's gotten desperate. It's been nearly a year since Charlie cut all contact with her, nearly a year since Penny's absolute betrayal. So this could be her latest reconciliation attempt. Cutting her implant out just to get Charlie's attention seems a bit drastic, but then again, Charlie always has been most of Penny's impulse control. Where is she right now? Her last recorded location was Lore Academy and Research Center, Jeeves says, while bringing up a map of the campus on one of the monitors. Charlie narrows her eyes at it. Lore Labs, huh? The one place in the country where she can't just hack into their CCTV system. Even if she's 99% sure she could get in, she's only 46% sure she could do it without getting caught. And making an enemy of genius billionaire Augustus Ashbury sounds like the worst idea of her life. He's already forcibly retired a dozen hackers who fucked around and found out. Charlie is uninterested in joining their ranks. Though this does make it significantly less likely that Penny's done this on purpose. Not even she would intentionally involve Lore Labs in her dramatics. See above, making an enemy of Augustus Ashbury. And if she didn't trigger the alarm on purpose, then the most probable scenario is a lab accident, which is worrying for a whole slew of reasons. Is she wearing her watch? Charlie asks. Watch is a bit of a misnomer for the thing, given how extensively it's been modded. Charlie stuffed it full of monitoring programs and sensors for radiation, pollutants, toxins, and gases, and then she spent a month conditioning Penny to always wear it in the lab. It's only saved her life about 4 dozen times now. No, her watch also went offline at 6:07 a.m. Fuck. Charlie says again, with feeling. So there's a non-zero chance that Penny messed up and blew off her arm. It wouldn't be the first body part she lost in a lab explosion. At least this time she's not alone in the garage bleeding out. Lore Labs has extensive safety and injury protocols and an on-site medical center, So if Penny is injured, she's in the best place to receive care for it. She'll be fine. Even if she loses an arm, Charlie thinks, absent-mindedly rubbing at her own, which is still aching for some reason. She'd love to blame it on her own microchip shorting out, but that's implanted in her left arm, and it's the right one that won't stop throbbing. Specifically, the pain seems to be radiating from the tattoo near the crook of her elbow. A tattoo she got 5 years ago that has no logical reason to hurt now. It feels like a bad omen. Because that's the tattoo she got with Penny. The one they designed when they were kids, their special twin symbol that they would take turns drawing on each other with markers or mud, or on one memorable occasion, blood. "You are already blood sisters," Dad had said, sounding so very done as he bandaged their sliced palms. And then, on the day they turned 18, they both got the design permanently inked into their arms. Charlie rubs at her tattoo and tries very hard not to think about those stories of twins where one of them just knew when the other had passed away. She tries very hard not to think about how the last thing she said to her sister was a cold, cruel, "You're dead to me." There's no way Penny could actually be dead. Penny is Penny. Charlie has always wanted to run a scientific study on how her sister has both the worst luck and the best luck simultaneously. She's constantly getting sucked into ridiculous, dangerous nonsense that should absolutely kill her. But then, despite the odds, she somehow scrapes by, mostly unscathed. The phrase miraculous survival has been used by no less than 6 different medical experts. So she can't be dead. Especially not now, when they haven't spoken in a year. Not now, when Charlie is still unbelievably angry with her. Not now, when everything between them is still broken and unresolved. Jeeves, can you get into Penny's phone? Or, no, wait, is version 7 online? Version 7 is on standby in its charging bay. Patch me through. A few seconds drag by, and then there's a bubbly synthetic voice chirping, "Good morning." "Sev, hi, it's Charlie." "Hi, Charlie. Penny misses you." "I know," Charlie says. Version 7, or Sev, was the last project the sisters made together, pre-betrayal. Penny built the bot, and Charlie built the program, so she's been able to slip in the back door over the last year to see what Penny's up to via Sev's cameras. Penny has a habit of monologuing her woes while she works, so yeah, Charlie's heard all about how much Penny misses her. But Penny made her choice, and it wasn't Charlie, so now she's not allowed to know just how much Charlie misses her back. "Where is Penny?" Charlie asked Sev. "When did you see her last?" 14 minutes ago. She put me in the..." There's a sudden popping noise like a circuit breaking, and every light flickers, then abruptly goes out. Charlie sits there, shocked, still in the dark, for a long few seconds, clutching her arm as it burns with a fresh wave of pain. Then the power surges on again, and her computer whirs back to life. "What the fuck?" Charlie mutters, clicking her mouse with annoyance, then typing in her chain of passwords again. "Jeeves, 7, you still there?" "Welcome. Here." "Charlie?" says a third voice. One that comes not from the speaker system, but from over Charlie's shoulder. She whips around so fast her neck twinges, and there she is, inexplicably standing in the center of Charlie's studio apartment, eyes wide with surprise and short hair sticking up in every direction like she's been electrocuted again. She's dressed for a day in the lab, in her worst pair of coveralls, the bright orange ones that look like a prison jumpsuit. The top half is unzipped and hanging loose around her waist, safety hazard, and she's wearing a grease-stained white muscle tank and steel-toed boots to complete the escaped criminal-turned-mechanic look. There's something off about her appearance, though. She's too gray, somehow faded and hazy around the edges. She looks all wrong. She looks dead. Penny? Chapter 2. Penny. Charlie looks like shit. It's an ungracious first thought upon seeing her twin for the first time in a year, but it's true. She's uncharacteristically barefaced and frazzled, dressed down in loungewear with her hair pulled back in a messy braid. In the blue-white glow of her monitors, she looks especially sallow and sickly, like some kind of cave dweller who hasn't seen the sun in a decade. And, okay, it's not like Penny is a paragon of self-care, but Charlie is usually way better about this sort of thing. Penny glances around, taking in the rumpled bed in the corner, the tiny kitchen nook, the floor-to-ceiling blackout curtains, the big-ass computer rig. Honestly, who needs that many screens? Penny has seen lesser setups at NASA. And then there's Charlie herself, backlit by her absurdly large monitors, staring right at Penny. But she doesn't look very angry, or like she's about to start yelling, and she hasn't summoned the attack drones yet, so this is already going way better than Penny's last attempt at reconciliation. And this is the part where she apologizes. Penny's been wanting things to go back to normal with Charlie for ages, and she's been practicing saying sorry and actually really meaning it. And if anyone deserves to hear that from her, it's Charlie. But Penny's brain-to-mouth filter has always been faulty, manufacturer's defect. So of course the first thing she blurts out is, "You look like shit." Charlie huffs in disbelief. "I look like shit?" "Sorry," Penny says quickly, and she means it, mostly. She's sorry she said it anyway, even if it's true. "You just look dead on your feet, you know?" Charlie's lip twitches. "Do I?" she asks, her voice strained like she's keeping herself from saying something else. Penny just shrugs, because the answer is yeah, you do, but it's not like she has room to judge. She's slept maybe 6 hours over the last 3 days, and she hasn't showered in a while. Charlie just continues to stare. Penny shuffles awkwardly and looks away. She had forgotten how discomforting it is to be on the receiving end of that piercing gaze. Biologically speaking, they're identical twins, so they should have the same eyes. But Charlie has always had this intensity to her stare that Penny's never been able to pull off. This heavy weight of calculation, like she wants to dissect you and study your parts until she knows you better than you know yourself. "Wow," she finally drawls in a flat tone. "What?" Penny asks. "You've really fucked up this time, huh?" "What? No, I haven't," Penny protests automatically. "I don't even know what you're talking about. Where are we? I mean, I'm assuming it's your place because no one normal has a computer like that," but she trails off. Why is she here? How did she get here? "What's the last thing you remember?" Charlie prompts. "I was at Lore Labs," Penny recounts slowly, unsettled by the apparent gaps in her memory. "Early Sunday morning, I guess. I'd been working all night and the sun was coming up." She struggles to grasp the specifics. It's all fuzzy and disjointed. What was the last thing she did? "I put Sev in her charge bay, and then I went back to finish shutting down the lab, and then I fell asleep." "No," Charlie says bluntly. "You died." "What?" "Yeah, you're totally a ghost now." "What? No. Ghosts aren't even real." "Look at yourself. You're all gray and semi-transparent." Penny scoffs, glancing down at herself. "That's just... the lighting in here is weird. You look bad too." "I can't believe you got yourself killed in a lab accident," Charlie says, shaking her head. "After all the times I made you watch my PowerPoints about safety protocols." "I'm not dead, and I'm very safe in the lab." "You blew off your hand when you were 16. And I've been very extra safe in the lab ever since. And I spent the last 7 years winning awards for my achievements with cybernetic prosthesis, so it all worked out in the end." She holds up her left hand to show off her glove and jolts when she realizes it's not there. "What?" she exclaims in shock, twisting her arm around as though looking at the scarred stump of her wrist from a different angle might change things. "Where's my glove?" If something happened to her prosthesis, she's going to fucking lose it. The glove is a technological marvel. It's the best thing she's ever created, at least pre-Project Shell. Where the fuck is it? "It's probably with the rest of your body," Charlie suggests. "And for the record, we won most of those awards together, and I still have both my hands and a body, so..." "My body is right here!" Penny exclaims, patting her chest to prove it. She ignores how she can't feel anything from her hand, or her chest, or her clothes against her skin, or the air around her. She ignores the panic clouding her mind and pushing her thoughts into downward spirals. "You sure about that?" Charlie asks, tilting her head to the side for a moment before grabbing a pen off the desk and lobbing it at Penny's face. "Hey!" Penny yelps as it sails through her head. "Huh. Yeah, no, you're definitely a ghost." "Ghosts aren't real!" Penny snaps, working herself up into a bluster. "And even if they were, I'm not one, because I'm not dead. I can't be dead. I'm busy. Project Shell is almost done, and the showcase is in 13 days, and I can't deal with this right now. I have more important things to do." Penny cringes at the words as soon as they leave her lips. More important things to do is a little too close to the barb she threw at Charlie during their last big fight. And Charlie clearly hears the echo too, because her expression shudders. Most people think of Charlie as impassive and hard to read, but Penny has always been able to identify the smallest shifts in her expressions. Maybe it's a twin thing. They do have the same face, after all. They just wear it differently. But it means that Penny notices the exact moment her words hit home and kill all the curiosity that was lighting up Charlie's eyes. Right, Charlie says coldly, leaning back in her chair. She looks like a supervillain stereotype, with her fingers steepled together and the wall of monitors behind her casting her face in shadow. You can leave now. I'll even give you a head start before I release the drones. Jeeves, set a timer for 60 seconds. Yep, definitely channeling her inner supervillain. A countdown appears on one of the screens as Charlie spins her chair around and starts typing at her keyboard like Penny's already gone. Penny hesitates at the door, but only for a moment. She knows all too well that Charlie does not play about releasing drones. Still, some things are worth getting chased by attack drones for, and Penny has been waiting for a real chance to reunite with Charlie all year. Shame her stupid big mouth has already gone and ruined it. If only she had more time to stay and fix things. But no, she really has to get back to the lab. The most important event of her life is in 13 days, and she's on a very tight schedule to finish her project in time. Penny sighs and reaches for the doorknob. Her hand phases through it. Well, that's inconvenient. She considers the door for a moment, then braces herself and steps forward, and straight through the solid panel of wood. When she blinks, she's in the hallway outside of Charlie's apartment. Okay, so she can sort of see where Charlie's ghost theory is coming from. It's still doubly wrong, because ghosts aren't real, and Penny isn't dead, but Penny can't deny that she has some ghost-like traits in her current state. Said traits continue to be a problem when Penny gets to the elevator and realizes she can't push the button to call it. Does she even need to, though? She can phase through a door, so if she focuses, she should be able to phase down through the... She shrieks as she abruptly drops, falling down and down and down, until she's standing, hovering, in the lobby, feeling all woozy and discombobulated. Her senses are totally screwed up. Everything is weirdly muffled, and she can't feel her body. It reminds her of when she lost her hand, how she woke up in the hospital and just couldn't feel it anymore. Because it was gone. She tries not to think about what that means for her body as she staggers, floats, straight out the nearest wall. With a wince, she holds up her hand to block out the sun. It doesn't do anything. The sun continues to beam through her arm. What the fuck? Why is she see-through? She needs to get to Lore Labs and run some tests immediately. She hurries toward the busier intersection, angling to see the street sign so she can pinpoint where she is. She's almost to the corner when her arm explodes in pain, and it's like something is squeezing her internal organs and yanking, and then she's on the floor, dizzy and reeling and writhing. She feels as though her every atom has been blasted apart and then punched back together. Oh, I want to barf, she moans piteously. A familiar flat voice drawls, I don't think ghosts can do that. Penny cracks open an eye. It's Charlie. She's somehow back with Charlie in her hermit hacker den. Not a ghost! Fuck! Why does my arm hurt so much? Why am I here again? I have a theory. Penny is almost afraid to ask because Charlie is a bit of a paranoid conspiracy theorist, but she does it anyway. What? Everyone knows that ghosts are usually tethered to something in the physical realm. Everyone knows, Penny echoes skeptically. Haunted house, haunted necklace, haunted doll. Charlie holds up her arm, gesturing to the black ink right below the bend of her elbow. Haunted tattoo. Penny blinks. That, she says, is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And for the last time, I am not a ghost. This is all some kind of weird accident where I've been temporarily separated from my body, but I'm sure once I get back to it, everything will be fine. So go then. Penny hesitates, still feeling the echo of being ripped apart, pain twisting her stomach and throbbing in her arm. I can't. Because you're haunting my tattoo. No, because some other reason, I'm sure. Look, can you just take me to Lore Labs? No. No. What do you mean no? Charlie, come on, don't ignore me. Sorry, she drawls, sounding not very sorry at all. I have more important things to do. Penny grimaces. Couldn't you just... No. I need you to... No. Charlie! She moves to step in front of her sister, which finally gets a real reaction, but only because her proximity to the wall of monitors causes them to flicker and glitch. Hey, stop that! Charlie tries to grab Penny's arm, but her hand passes through it. Penny sets her jaw and seizes the opportunity. Take me to Lore Labs, she demands, or I'll fry your hard drive. Charlie hisses in frustration and swipes at her again before giving in. Fuck. Okay, fine. Now move. Penny steps away from the computer, trying not to look too smug about her victory because Charlie looks like she's about to start breathing fire. You are so lucky I can't currently kill you, she says lowly. Yikes. I'm sorry, Penny says, but they can both tell she doesn't mean it. Or, no, I'm not really sorry because this is obviously an emergency situation. I know you're still mad at me, but please, Charlie, look at me. Something really weird is happening and I need your help to figure it out. Charlie exhales, and most of her anger seems to leave her with her breath. She sounds resigned when she finally says, fine, but I'm taking a shower first, and you're staying the fuck away from my computer. Yes, will do. Thank you. Penny cheers after her. You're the best sister, really, just the goat of sisters. And even though Charlie only responds with a sneer and a slammed door as she shuts herself in the bathroom, Penny is choosing to feel optimistic about all this. She's going to get her body back and get her sister back, and then she's going to get back into the lab and get ready to dominate the showcase, because nobody is dead, and everything is going to be just fine. The end of chapter 2, anyways. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, if you are interested in the story or my writing process of building this book, then the series playlist is linked below so you can check that out. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I will have another video up soon. So I will see you then. Bye!